Wow, I don't really know how to begin with this one. Gorod Krovi, the newest zombies map in Black Ops 3, has basically rejuvenated the zombies community and provided players with an experience that simply feels like a familiar classic zombies experience one last time before the end. There's just no better way to describe the map. Today we'll be taking a look at Gorod between three different pillars of our zombie mode's heart and soul: the map design, the Easter egg and storyline aspect, and finally, the overall gameplay of the map. Let's begin with map design. The setting of Gorod feels, well, out there to say the least, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, the unrelenting chaos around this alternate Stalingrad gives the player a sense of urgency and a sense of revelations, no pun intended, to the story we've all come to love. This map lets the player know just how screwed up and fractured the universe has become, and combine that with an apocalyptic World War II feel, and of course we can't forget the addition of actual dragons flying around, you've got a pretty unique feeling environment. Certainly one that will stand out in zombies history. Some of us were worried that this map, because of its setting, would stray away even farther from the classic zombies design we all know and love. However, that isn't the case with Gorod. This map, in terms of its structure and layout, happens to feel more like a classic zombies map over anything we've gotten in Black Ops 3, excluding the giant, of course. The map design at its core involves a center area and 3 to 4 outlying stations around that center area. This goes the same for old maps such as Doris, Shinonuma, and even a map like Ascension, very well-loved maps, but with a much bigger scale, of course. Instead of calling out areas such as PhD Flopper, the Junkyard, or the Rocket Silo, you're calling out areas such as the Tank Station, the Supply Depot, the Power Facility. It's always great when a map has really easy to learn callout locations, and Gorod definitely excels in terms of its core design. It combines an Ascension-like layout with transportation devices similar to the lunar landers, along with using a Kino der Toten style pack-a-punch area, and just overall, I personally enjoyed everything in terms of the map design, and I thought the map definitely had a nice flow to it, unseen by many of the maps in Black Ops 3. If you've been someone wanting a more classic and simple style map layout, then this map is definitely for you. Don't let its insane environment fool you. While yeah, some of the elements around the setting of this map feel absolutely crazy and maybe a little too far out there for any history buffs, but you gotta remember, this map is our final hurrah before the finale to zombies. I don't mind them going all out on the craziness one last time before things get really serious in our story. In fact, I welcome it. We've had countless maps in Black Ops 3 with a dark and serious tone surrounding them, and it was a nice change of pace for me to see a little glimpse of the old wacky zombie story elements we used to have back in the day. Now, onto the Easter egg and the storyline surrounding it. And before I begin, I know many of you guys are thinking I'm going to praise the Easter egg of this map due to all the recent events. However, that's not the case. In fact, while I did enjoy the Easter egg throughout, I don't think it's the best one we've ever had. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start from the very beginning of the storyline for this map, the intro cutscene. The intro cutscene is hands down one of the best cutscenes we've ever had in zombies, and it sets the tone wonderfully. You get this feeling of, this is it. Our storyline is about to be over and things are ramping up. And personally, I thought it worked great. It got me excited to play the map, and even though, yeah, the intro was completely over the top, like I said before, I really enjoyed this change of pace from the more slower and serious cutscenes we've been having in BO3. It just seemed epic, you know, seeing Peter's return, our characters literally falling down from the sky into an insane depiction of Stalingrad. It gave me this rush of excitement to figure out what's going to happen in this map, what's going to take place, and boy was I in for a ride to say the least. In terms of the main Easter egg steps in the map, one thing I was definitely happy about was seeing Sophia's return. Sophia was a character mentioned so long ago in our storyline relating to Maxis, and it never really progressed into anything. So it was nice to see this connection come completely out of the blue this late in our storyline. It was a nice surprise. However, in terms of surprises, that was pretty much it. This is where the Easter egg sort of let me down a bit. Pretty much everything that occurred in terms of the story of this map played out a little too predictable for my liking. I already knew Gersh was going to come back from the ciphers we've seen in the past. I already knew we were going to have dragons and most likely a dragon boss fight. Other than that, there really wasn't any cool steps or elements to the Easter egg other than some trials and trophy hunting. I know I sound like a broken record on this channel, but I really miss the older style of Easter eggs. I miss having this mysterious vibe that we used to get in old maps like Shangri-La, or even Buried. I think the closest thing we had in this map with that vibe was Gersh, even though I already knew he was coming back. Just something about seeing a floating yellow wisp in the sky really brought me back to those old Easter eggs back in the day, and hearing his quotes about remembering our faces from the Ascension facility, that was cool. That was definitely a nice touch. However, that's about as far as it goes in terms of the steps that I liked. I really only liked the boss fight itself and the step having to do with Gersh. Everything else just felt kind of manufactured and almost like a chore over what could have been many unique steps. Again though, that's just my opinion on it. In terms of the actual ending, I thought it was pretty epic and definitely wasn't bad at all. Like I said before though, I wish there was less predictability for what's going on. We all knew going into the map that we had to get Nikolai's soul, and it pretty much played out exactly like every other soul we've done so far. I was hoping for something crazy to happen or something unexpected, but in the end, we just kind of finished what we started. And it's not necessarily bad, I just wish more of a twist could have happened, I guess. I will say though, Nikolai's confrontation with his 1.0 self was definitely the best one so far. I don't know if you guys realize this in the cutscene, but Nikolai basically scolds himself for going into a drunken depression for the loss of his first wife. And I'm pretty sure Treyarch was trying to tell us that his other wives, you know, all those jokes we used to hear back in the day, those wives and everything were nothing but a depressed drunk man's way to get over the loss of the true person he loved the most, which really puts a lot of things into perspective for me in terms of his character. It's crazy just how far Zombies has come, and this map really is a testament to how much our characters have grown from the original stereotypes they started as. There are so many layers, probably so many more we don't even know about, and it was really cool to see that in the cutscene. One bit I specifically loved the most was seeing Takeo as a friend to Nikolai, as someone who's experienced something similar throughout all of this. Takeo was the one to offer support, to pat him on the shoulder. And that may not seem like much to you guys, but in the original zombie storyline, Takeo and Nikolai had a burning hatred for one another. And to see them in this instance as friends, helping each other at the lowest of lows, I don't know what it is about that, but it really got to me for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it a bit, but at the end of the day, that's how I interpreted things. Overall, while the actual Easter egg wasn't the hardest thing to figure out, more so just annoying at some parts, especially at the Valve step, I still really enjoyed it. And getting that epic cliffhanger with the reveal of DLC 4's name, Revelations, was awesome. I loved how they did that. Also, we can't forget Monty. Monty was pretty amazing as well, and definitely got me excited to see how the storyline will unfold here at the end. Now, on to arguably the most important thing about a map. How does it play? Does the gameplay hold up to standards? I think I can undoubtedly say that this map has the best gameplay of any Black Ops 3 Zombies map, and let me tell you why. Everything involved with Gorod Krovi keeps you into the action at the utmost extent. It's fast-paced and plays way smoother in nature because of it. Let me give you an example. When I start up a game, the first thing I do is go for the wrench time attack reward, which means getting to round 6 in under 5 minutes. After that, I open up power, which is a simple power switch by the way, for those wondering, and then continue to kill zombies while doing the code cylinders for each dragon center. All of this is done while progressing through the rounds. Then after that, I fly to Pack-a-Punch, hold out against the zombies horde, and then boom, got the Dragon Strike done now. There's nothing tedious and slow about it here, guys. This map is designed to constantly progress forward at a fast pace and keep the players in non-stop action. The zombies community lately has had large complaints over tedious elements to zombie maps, and this map is the answer to that problem. This is Treyarch answering that call. In terms of the wonder weapon, there are no tedious steps you have to do every single game to get it. The Ray Gun Mark III is the first wonder weapon since Buried, I believe, to be in the box from the get-go, which is amazing. The box is the most useful it's ever been again. Treyarch even brought back the PPSH in the box, and let me tell you, I have never spun the box as much as I have in Gorod on any BO3 map. It feels good to have that randomness back again, something I've been complaining about a lot on this channel. Aside from all that though, there is a huge issue I have to address with the gameplay of this map, and that involves the bosses of this map. Now don't get me wrong, I personally like the new enemy types they introduced into this map. The Russian Manglers are essentially a Brutus 2.0 from Mob of the Dead, and the Valkyrie robots are way more fun to fight over something like a Parasite from Shadows of Evil, in my opinion. However, it's not the bosses themselves that bother me, it's the amount of them in higher rounds. In my eyes, these Russian Manglers could possibly be more dangerous than Brutus, considering they can shoot laser blasts at you. So why is it that we can possibly have 4 and possibly even more on the map at once at any given time while playing? I feel like this is a really bad design choice. I understand making the map more challenging is important, but having multiple of these enemy types at once, along with the Valkyrie robots in the mix as well, it just comes across as a nuisance and an unfair way to punish the player. I really wish this map did bosses in a similar fashion to Shangri-La. What I loved about Shangri-La is that even though, yeah, there are challenging zombie bosses thrown into the mix randomly, which includes the Napalm Zombie and the Shrieker Zombie, it never felt like too much for one player to handle. You could only have one of each special zombie type, and that balance allows the player to not get overwhelmed by forces outside of the player's control. And the inclusion of these special enemies also provides a break from the monotony of just normal zombies. I think Gorod would have worked a lot better if we only had 1 or 2 Manglers come out at once, along with the possibility of 1 Valkyrie robot mid-round as well. The Valkyrie special wave works perfect, but having Valkyrie robots and multiple unknown amounts of Manglers at once in a normal round, it just seems unfair to me, especially due to the fact that all these enemies can shoot at the player. In my opinion, I personally don't think I should ever lose a Treyarch Zombies game by being blasted 5 times by lasers. That just doesn't feel right to me, especially when it's hard to dodge. Overall though, aside from this issue, the gameplay of this map resembles classic Zombies more than any map in Black Ops 3. Almost everything in this map at its core is designed for a smooth and fast-paced Zombies match that has flow to it. If you were worried about dragons affecting the gameplay too much in this map, do not worry at all, because for the most part the dragons are just essentially lunar landers, but the ones that actually do breathe fire in the map, they cause the player to change their course of action or pull out the shield. That's pretty much it. They don't do too much, but they add a little randomness here and there that basically just adds to breaking that monotony of training zombies constantly. Randomness factors like this that don't heavily get in the way of actually playing zombies, I don't mind at all. In fact, I enjoy it. It adds a little bit of challenge to the map, and it makes you think about what's going on in your environment. All in all though, almost every single task in the map and the gameplay of the map has to do with nothing short of killing zombies. And I applaud Treyarch for going this route with Gorod. The map is challenging, yes, but there are still a few training spots here and there that definitely provide the player some time to catch their breath. Yes, the special enemies in numbers can be a nuisance at times, especially at higher rounds. However, the gameplay of this map remains incredible, the best of any map in Black Ops 3. Gorod Krovi is unexpected, actually. I personally never thought I would see a map like this ever again in Zombies. Wonder Weapon in the box, no tedious steps every time you play. It almost seems like a myth of a Zombies map now, and coming from a guy who still loves Zetsubo no Shima and Dreisendracht, I honestly think this could possibly be one of the best zombie maps of all time. It easily, for me, outranks Dreisendracht. There's just no comparison. You have to do so many more steps and tedious things every single time you play Dreisendracht if you're playing the map to its fullest, but with Gorod, everything just flows. It flows so well. And did I mention that challenges aren't even mandatory like Zetsubo? It's surprising to me that the most far out there and crazy looking Zombies map we've had in a while, due to the setting, just happens to be the most classic Zombies experience we've had in a long time. And with all things considered, in my opinion, I think this is the best all-around Zombies map we've had since Mob of the Dead. The Easter egg, the gameplay, the map design, it's all done really well for the most part, with mostly just minor complaints here and there. Yes, I would have loved some less predictability in terms of the storyline of this map. Yes, the special enemies in the map can feel absolutely way too chaotic at times. However, in my eyes, this is the must-play map of Black Ops 3, especially if you love zombies back in the days of Black Ops 1. If there's a map to buy over all others in BO3, I think it's this one. I think Treyarch did a heck of a job, and let's be honest, we all needed this change of pace before the epic and most likely heavy Easter egg oriented DLC 4 finale. And that, guys, is my review. I tried to stay the most balanced I possibly could on everything, but just at the end of the day, I just really love this map so much, and I think Treyarch did a wonderful job with everything. Pretty much all across the board, everything was awesome. I enjoyed doing the Easter egg, I enjoyed playing the map, I enjoyed the map design, its core. It felt like a Black Ops 1 Zombies map, but sort of like upgraded with all the Black Ops 3 stuff. And it felt great. It felt very, very fresh for Black Ops 3, and it also felt very nostalgic to the old maps that we used to have back in the day. And just overall, this is my favorite map of Black Ops 3, probably one of my favorite maps of all time, period. And I'm just really happy that Treyarch can still find that magic of zombies so close to the end of everything. And I'm just so excited for DLC 4. I'm so excited for everything going into the last couple of months of Black Ops 3, and this map just made everything so much better. This map was definitely a way better DLC 3 than Buried in Black Ops 2. I can assure you that. I can definitely assure you that. This has been me, JC. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Gorod Krovi. Tell me in the comments below what you guys think about the map. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it one of your favorite maps of all time, or do you personally not like it as much as I do? After all, we all have our own opinions, and it's perfectly acceptable if you hate the map. It's perfectly acceptable if you think this is the best map of all time. We all have our own thoughts and opinions on things, and I want to hear it in the comments below. Again, thank you guys so much for the support on this channel. And if you aren't subscribed already, what the heck are you guys doing? Because we're so close to 70,000 subscribers. I just cannot wait, guys. I just cannot wait for the future of this channel, the future of zombies, everything. I'm stoked. I'm absolutely stoked for zombies, and oh man, I've loved this past week. This past week has just been absolutely amazing, and I just cannot put it into words just how much I love this map and how excited I am for the future of everything, this channel, everything. Again, one last time, this has been me, JC, and I will see you guys on the next video. May we meet again.